Welcome to the 2016 Scaleback Alabama Training for Returning Coordinators. I'm Mary Ellen Dixon with the Alabama Hospital Association. We are so thankful to have you returning as a coordinator this year. This is the 10th anniversary of the Scaleback Alabama program, and our theme is Drop 10. You'll see hashtag Drop 10 on a lot of things next year. We'll be doing a ton of things in groups of 10 and hope you will think of clever ways to highlight not only the 10 pounds we're asking participants to lose, but the 10 years of success in getting Alabamians healthy. We're going to take the next few minutes to share a few program reminders about your role as a coordinator and cover a couple of new things for next year. Sitting next to me is Teresa Fair from the Alabama Department of Public Health, and she'll tell you more about everything that's happening this year.
Thanks, Mary Ellen. You guys are very familiar with this material, but we're going to cover some of the reminders for coordinators. There are 3 things that we're asking you to do for the most part. You know you have to promote Scaleback Alabama in your local community or your workplace. We want you to encourage the participants to register online as well. You have to host your weigh-in sites and your weigh-in sites during the designated time period for the program. And then you have to enter your weights online. Now, those are the things that you have to do, but you have the option of doing weekly weigh-ins as well and provide activities for participants. There are a lot of resources on the website that you can use for those optional activities, and we ask that you access those and be able to provide those weekly things for the participants if you choose to do so. There is going to be a free program toolkit on the website that you're familiar with that has a lot of information in there. That's where you'll get your posters to advertise your weigh-ins, and all of that is available on scalebackalabama.com. We also have social media sites that are available on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. We ask that you link your social sites to our site so that you can get tons of information about the program as well. You have to register as a coordinator. You have to re-register, although you have been a coordinator in the past, and you do that by sending an email to info@scalebackalabama.com. And remember, in order to participate, in order to be a weigh-in site, you have to be an Alabama-based company or organization. And the participants have to work in or live in Alabama as well. We have had companies to ask if they have employees who live outside of Alabama, if they can participate. They have to work in Alabama in order to be eligible for the program. You also have to tell us whether your organization is going to be a hospital, whether it's a hospital, a health department, a school, a gym, etc. And you also need to make us aware of whether you're a public weigh-in site or a private weigh-in site. We are definitely always encouraging the weigh-in sites to be public, and we hope that you can be a public weigh-in site this year. But if you're a public weigh-in site, your information will be listed on scalebackalabama.com in terms of your weigh-in dates and times. But if you're a private site, you will be responsible for advertising your own weigh-in site information to your participants. Now, for the weigh-ins, you must weigh in at least 3 teams. We hope that you'll weigh in tons more than 3 teams, but you have to have at least 2 or 3 teams in order to be eligible to be a weigh-in site. You can't weigh in yourself. We know that coordinators oftentimes participate in the program, but just remember that you need to have someone else to weigh you. You can't weigh in yourself. And we definitely encourage you to keep the weights confidential. This is a very important part of the weigh-in process. We want our participants to feel as comfortable as possible about that process, so make sure that we have the scales in a place that no one else can see the weights when the participants step on, and that we're not sharing that information with anyone besides the participants. We ask that you try and use the same scale during the entire contest and be very sensitive to those individuals with varying abilities. We have information on the Scaleback Alabama website in the Coordinators Only section about working with people with varying abilities. We ask that you make sure that you watch those videos that are available in helping to do that. So just please be mindful of that. There are deadlines for entering data to be eligible for the prizes, and we'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. And you can search for your participants when they come to the weigh-in site by team name, by individual name, and by the address of the participants in other ways. But we are asking the participants when they come to and if they've registered, pre-registered, to bring their registration form with them. But be mindful that some participants won't do that, so make sure that you have the paper copies of the registration form available at your weigh-in site. Information about the prizes. They're the same as last year. We have 3 teams who will receive $1,000 per team member. We have 3 teams who will receive $500 per team member, and 3 teams who will receive $250 per team member as well. We also have individual prizes for those participants whose team member may not lose 10 pounds, but each team member that does lose 10 pounds, there'll be 40 individual prizes, and those participants will receive $100 each if they are drawn from the drawing. You must lose at least 10 pounds to qualify for all the prizes, and both team members must lose at least 10 pounds in order to qualify for the team prizes. We are so excited to have a new component to Scale Back Alabama in 2016. We're going to have a phone app that is going to be available. And what we're really excited about with this phone app is that it'll give us an opportunity to be able to engage participants year-round. You'll be able to track your weight, you'll be able to track what you're eating, you'll be able to track your activity, and we'll also have quizzes and other fun things that'll be able to that will also be incorporated into the phone app, and that will keep participants hopefully engaged throughout the year. We're doing that in lieu of having a midway prize this year. We really wanted to put all of our efforts into the phone app and making sure that it's going to be really good and engaging for the participants. But we are really excited about the kickoff for our 2016 program. We're going to be going for the Guinness Book of World Records. We're trying to break the record for the most people on the scale. And we're going to do that in January, on January the 8th here in Montgomery. So you'll be receiving information about how you can get your participants involved in that process. If you're in Montgomery, or if you're not in Montgomery, you just want your participants to be a part of it. We would really love for everyone who is available to be a part of that. As I said, you'll be getting an email shortly about how you can participate in that part of the program. So we're really excited and we're really happy about breaking that world record, because we will do that this year. I wanted to share some tips with you. Remember to add info@scalebackalabama.com to your email pass list. We want to make sure that you're able to get all of our information. We also encourage you to check all of your data, the data that you enter very thoroughly. We want to make sure that it's accurate, and so that everything will be the way that it should be, and we have all that information accurately on the website. So you'll be able to go back and check that information before you hit the submit button. And we ask that you be very strict with the weigh-in dates and times so that the program can be fair to everyone that participates. We know that there may be instances where participants may ask to weigh in early, but we ask that you not do that and not allow that, because we want the program, as I said, to be fair for all of those who participate. Now let's talk about some of the key dates of the program. December 1 is the deadline for registering to be a coordinator. We ask that you make sure that you register by that date. If you register beyond that date, we'll definitely let you be a coordinator, but those who register by December 1, they will get a token of appreciation from Scale Back Alabama. It's very important that we have that information as early as possible, so we encourage you to register by December the 1st. As I mentioned, we're going to have the kickoff for the program. That's going to be on January the 8th, and we're very excited about that. January the 11th is the deadline to enter the public weigh-in site information. So we want to make sure that you have all that information available to us by January the 11th, because we want the participants to know as quickly as possible where they can go to get ready to be a part of the program. The weigh-in week is going to be January the 25th through the 31st. And February 5th will be the deadline for entering your team weights. Now, March 28th is going to be the deadline for entering your public weigh out site information. So that's when we'll need you to have the information in, so participants will know where to come back to in order to weigh out for the program. April the 11th through the 17th is going to be the weigh out week. April the 22nd is the deadline for entering the team weights into the database. And then the grand prize drawing will be on April the 29th. On the website, there is a place where you can go, as you know, to order your weigh-in posters and your weight tracking cards and all of that information. So be sure to access that information in the coordinators only section so that you'll be able to help your participants to be aware of where you're going to be weighing in, and also so they can have that weight tracking card. That feature is also going to be available on the Scale Back Alabama app, so they'll be able to track their weight and keep track of their weight tracking card through the app as well. But a lot of times people just like to have that hard copy, so make sure you have that available for them. Also on the website, there's an opportunity for you to be able to access some of the frequently asked questions. Hopefully we'll be able to address any questions that you have in that section, but if not, please feel free to contact us and ask any questions that you have. Send an email to info@scalebackalabama.com. And you can also access some of our social media sites, Facebook, Instagram, and other sites that may have useful information as well. We just want to remind you that Scale Back Alabama does not endorse any specific diets, products, or fitness routines, and we ask that all coordinators avoid doing this as well. There will be weekly tips that will be provided, so we hope that you will use those weekly tips as a way to stay in line with the Scale Back Alabama program, and all those tips will be listed on the Scale Back Alabama website. We're so excited that you have decided to join us again for the Scale Back Alabama program in 2016. Again, feel free to send any questions that you have if they're not answered on the Scale Back Alabama website in the frequently asked questions page. And we are so excited to have the opportunity to provide Scale Back Alabama again. And thank you for being a coordinator.